much we adore you and how much we love you and how much acknowledgement we have of you. That's just a given, but you've got to take it. You have to take what's given, you see. And Source can't give it to you enough to make you take it. You got to tune yourself to it. And the way you tune it, it's subtle here. We've been talking about it all day. You don't do it for the mark on the chart, and you don't do it because it'll be better in heaven later, and you don't do it because you're trying to fix something that's broken. You do it because nothing else feels right to you, because it's never going to feel good to you unless you're loving you like your inner being is loving you. It's for the pleasure of it, not for the responsibility of it, and not for the benefit of it later. It's for the pleasurable benefit of it right here and now. Yes? So what feels better to you in any moment in time? To be mad at someone or to love them? To acknowledge their value or to see them as idiots? To anticipate them living happily ever after, or to anticipate them struggling in their world? Which feels better to you? Tune yourself to the way your inner being feels about them, because your inner being has non-resistant thoughts about all the things that you think about. So when you tune to your inner being, it's an awesome power that you can do so much value with, but we don't want you to do it for the value that you're going to do. That's a given. We want you to do it for the pleasure in the moment of finding that alignment. You are a lover, and if you're not loving, end of story for now. The thing that we want to clarify with you is, it would be better for you to not have this attitude that I want to stay there, but instead to have the attitude that I'm fluid, and I'll know when I'm there and I'll know when I'm not, and I know what to do about it. Because you don't want to eliminate step one moments from your experience, because that's the expansion quotient. You don't want to stop having information that causes you to focus. You just don't want to spend so much time in step one resistance. And so that's why we began explaining step one is when you're asking, and step two is the conspiracy of Source and all of the cooperative components to answer it. And step three is you get in the receiving mode and allow it. And step four is you're really good at that. You're so good at it, which is what you're reaching for, mastery of that. And step five is having mastered it so well that I no longer need to always be there, because I'm flexible. I see the big picture. I know that step one matters. I know what to do with step one. I'm not judging myself. I'm not making a big deal about it. I'm enjoying life. I like all of it. I like the contrast, because the contrast is what launches the new rockets. Contrast is clarifying. It's not indicative of my bad behavior. It doesn't mean I'm failing. It means my guidance system is working. It means I'm working the program in a deliberate way. I trust the process. Just relax in all of this. So let's say that you're worried about money. Could be anything. You're worried about it. Really worried about it. But then maybe someone else influences the thought because you're at dinner and that's what they're talking about. Maybe you've been in meditation, so the scale is tipped. Doesn't matter how it came about. But then you think things are getting better. Well, your things are getting better thought, if you mean it, actually is resistance to the momentum of things getting worse. So it was on its way to getting worse, and you just slowed it down with this thought that is different. Feel that? Or you could be feeling really prosperous and then worry about something, and you could slow down that momentum. Momentum is going to happen. Now, that's something we haven't discussed before in that pointed way. Did you get it? Law of attraction is responding to the active vibration, and therefore momentum is underway. But you have a choice about what thoughts you think, but it's hard to exercise that choice because of the momentum. In other words, if you've really got a positive role going, it's hard for you to think negatively. If you've got a really negative role going, it's hard for you to think positively. That's just the facts of the way the law of attraction works. So momentum happens no matter what influence you're under. Momentum is a natural product of the law of attraction. When you hold a thought consistently, you're going to like this. So let's take a subject like prosperity, money. Let's say that you would like more money, but you don't have enough. Now, in this simple analogy that we just offered, there's not much momentum for or against money because you want money and you don't believe it. So nothing's changing. There's no momentum. But let's say that you're segment intending and you feel prosperous and you love this prosperous world and you love seeing beautiful things, and now momentum is gathering. Or let's say you've got more bills than you do money and you're worried about it. Now more momentum is gathering. So many people do some of this and some of this and some of this and some of this. So they gather momentum on both that way and that way, which puts a tremendous tug of war sensation within you. So we just want you to ask yourself, under what influence are you as you're thinking those thoughts? That's how you get out ahead of it. If you wait until you go to the mailbox and there's a big pile of bills and you don't have the money for it and you're sitting in that moment, the momentum is already underway and you're not going to have pleasure in that moment. We would like you to distract yourself in some way, because we want you to practice the pleasure of non-resistant thought, not the, let's find the right word, not the human tendency or obsession with facing reality, whatever it is. Because there are those that would say, if you take pleasure from non-resistant thought and you don't focus on the bills that you have to pay, then you're irresponsible. And we say, only momentarily, because the money can't come if that's the vibration that you keep going dominantly. As you care more, as you get out ahead of it, and you get that positive momentum going before you're thinking any thoughts, now you have a much greater probability of getting the positive momentum going than if you're trying to overcome the negative momentum. We have interacted with so many of you, and we are at the place where we are no longer really interested in talking to you when you're in a negative place trying to turn it around, because it's so slow going, it hardly ever happens, it's annoying to everyone who's listening in. We just want to say to you, give it a rest. Stop talking about it and get out ahead of it. And there's two ways to get out ahead of it: meditate and hook in and watch the movie if there is one, and segment intend from a place of feeling good. And you'll notice big time the awesome power of non-resistant thought. If it's pleasurable, do it for the pleasure. If it feels good to get more detailed about it, feels good to add your insight and more details, then do it. Do it for the pleasure, not for the power. So when you said, would it be better? What'd you mean? Did you mean, would it be better for my pleasure, or would it be better for my power? Because if you're doing it for the pleasure, it's better. If you're doing it for the power, it'll bite you. Think about it. Isn't that how it goes? When you get on a roll like that, don't you want to think about it? Don't you want to talk about it? This is co-creation at its best. In the early days, we called this the science of deliberate creation, and everybody acted like, got to get this right. Suck it back. I said that. Let's suck it back before the universe gets hold of us. Didn't mean it. And so then we began putting more emphasis on the art of allowing. Now we're calling it receiving, being in the receiving mode. But you got to know that what you have created is ready for you to receive before you're willing to receive. And we think that sometimes you don't accept that it's already done. You really don't believe that when you ask, it is given. Someone should write a compelling book. When you ask, it is given. When you ask, it is given. Let's say it how it really is. From your standpoint, it has been given. It's over there. You can relax and just enjoy the movie if it happens. Let's chew here for a minute. We're going to ask you, just give your answer in your mind, or you can speak it out if you want to. So we're going to ask you a couple of questions, and then we're going to give you a diagnosis of where you are vibrationally, depending upon what your answer was, all right? I would rather watch a movie, or I would rather make the movie, be the director of the movie. Which is it for you? You want to watch it, or you want to make it? It's a trick question, so be very careful. So now you kind of know what we want you to know. You want to watch the movie, but so here's the next question. Has your movie already been created by you? Or do you need to create it right now? So if your answer was, I want to create the movie, then you don't believe in the vortex. You don't believe it's done. You're still trying to earn something. Did that move you a little bit? Did that get something done for you? So here's some more questions. I like watching the movie that I've already created. It's satisfying to watch the movie that I've already created. When would you maybe not be in the mood to watch the movie that you've already created? When you're trying to prove worthiness, when you don't feel that you're enough, when somebody's been after you, when you feel like you need to do something. So what is it that is causing the diminishment of your awareness of who you really are? Well, you're taking your cues from other people who are not experiencing the pleasure of non-resistant thought, who are practicing the discord of resistant thought, who are holding you as their objects of attention and demanding things from you in order to make them feel better that you know you can't give enough things to somebody that's in that mode to ever make them feel better. Isn't that sort of the way it goes? Aren't you getting closer and closer to just giving it up? If someone expresses their dissatisfaction with you, don't you sort of want to say, I'm sorry that you don't feel good, and I hope you can work that out. I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you to get over being mad at me without me doing anything. Because you don't want to train them into needing you to do something different. That's that quagmire. That's when you really get into that place of there's so many people that want so much from you, and you love them so much and you want to uplift them. And if they get the idea in their head that their happiness depends upon your behavior, they'll dog you to the ends of the earth. There's never enough. There's just never enough that they're going to need from you. And their dissatisfaction isn't that they're not getting it from you because you're giving them some of it. Their dissatisfaction is that they're not getting satisfaction from the only place that satisfaction comes, which is from their connection with their own inner being. Sometimes you ask and sometimes you listen. All we're asking is that you, during a focused moment, when you're asking for that awareness, just first acknowledge, under what influence am I right now? And if you're under the influence of source, then let it rip. If you're under the influence of something else, take a nap. We've enjoyed this interaction more than words can express fully. One of the things that we enjoy most about a gathering like this is that we, or you, are not limited to the communication that is taking place through words. There is a vibrational thing that is happening. The words are helpful because they cause us to focus similarly. And as we focus similarly, then the broader experience of the vibrational knowing and clarity can then take place. A gathering like this, from our point of view, is of advantage to you because through your willingness and patience to participate in dialogue like this, you have focused in the vibrational vicinity of your source longer than you usually do. And because of that longer focus, even though we're all sort of in and out of it depending on what's happening in the questions and answers, for the most part, it is a time of sustained vibrational frequency that is in keeping with who you really are. And that's why, almost without exception, everything that we said here today, even the things that have never been said before, were received by you. That's why you got it. Now, as you move from this room and try to explain to anybody what this was about, that clarity will probably subside just a little bit because this is a peak experience. But the value of it is you practiced a vibration that took you to a new place, which gives you two really wonderful advantages. The first is that now you've found this new frequency and you've sustained it for a little bit of time, enough time. When you slip from it, you will recognize it. So you're